We'll quickly review the agenda. We'll have previous minutes, students and school presentations, parent groups, open to the public, 3 minutes per speaker for no longer than 60 minutes. We'll have our superintendent's report, our correspondence and board comments, our personnel agenda, our consent agenda. We will have a second executive session, and then we will adjourn the meeting. There is one correction on the agenda, on the consent agenda, Part A, create position, that is being removed from the agenda. May I have a motion for previous minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes of the previous regular meeting held on Monday, November 25th, 2013.
Second.
Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have any student or school presentations tonight? Parent groups? Okay, open to the public. Who would like to speak? I think you guys are more of a group.
I'm not really sure what we were yet. We haven't identified that. So good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Atwell. I'm a teacher at Beacon High School, and I'm the president of Beacon Teachers Association.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clemens. I'm a teacher at Beacon High School also, and I'm the vice president of the Beacon Teachers Association.
Hi, I'm Candy Gadsden, and I'm a parent of children in the Beacon City School District.
Hi, I'm Zani Ginobili. I am the Sargent Elementary School PTO president.
Hi, I'm Erica Waldron. I'm the vice president of Sargent PTO.
Hi, I'm Jennifer DiGregorio. I have 2 children here at Beacon High School, and I'm a member of the PTSO here at Beacon High School.
Hi, I'm Patty Rinaldi. I am the secretary over at Sargent PTO, and I have a son at Rondo.
Thank you, everyone. There were more folks, parents from different schools that were unable to attend tonight, but we do have representation from each of our schools. So a few of us are going to say a couple of things tonight. So if you could extend us the 3 minutes, we'd appreciate it. Despite the many challenges that face public education in New York State and across the nation, Beacon has always been a place where many are willing to come together in the best interest of our children. One very important aspect that has been lacking is the collaboration between our teachers and the parents across the district. This school year, leaders from our BTA and our 6 building PTOs, PTSO, and PTA are working together with the goal to foster communication between all stakeholders throughout the district and the community to best advocate for our students. So what we did was, this summer we met in August, and there were 3 of us, I think, 4. We had a meeting, and it was just kind of the dialogue and to talk about some of the common goals and some of the issues that we have in education, and specifically in Beacon. And so we kind of were spinning off of that. We held another meeting, and the attendance kind of grew. And then last week we had a meeting with close to 15 people at the high school. It went, it was good. It was about 3 hours. We had some food. Everybody kind of collaborated with that. And we kind of set a foundation as to some of the long-term goals that we'd like to have here with our group. We haven't really kind of like formalized it. We're just kind of coming together, but we're going to have like a catchy name and everything too. So, and we talked specifically about not necessarily issues in each of the buildings, but really as a whole. And one of the things that I can attest to as a 20-year teacher in Beacon is that it's always kind of been 6 different little districts kind of going on, but all the kids come here, or most of the kids come here. And so we wanted to really kind of talk a little bit about how do we get people to feel good, to feel comfortable about being a part of it, teachers as well as parents. We don't have the involvement from the teacher side that we like, and we certainly don't have the involvement from the parental side. And so we figured if we kind of joined forces and we talked a little bit about what's going to be best for our kids and how can we work together to make that happen and to accomplish some of the goals that we would like to accomplish. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. She's going to share some of our ideas. Thanks.
All right, folks. So basically what we thought about was we need to raise awareness of all the wonderful things that Beacon has to offer, because we get a bad rap, and we're a wonderful community with our parent organizations, with our school organizations, but also our community organizations. And so what our long-term plan is basically this summer, hopefully mid to late August, that we're going to have an open house, and we're hoping, Dr. Searing, maybe to have it here at the high school. And basically calling it See What Beacon Has to Offer. And we would have it be an open house for everyone in the community, that has school age or preschool age students. And so what they can do is they're going to come, and we're going to have booths for all the different organizations, all the different clubs, all the different sports, the different places in the community where students can go to get to do volunteer work or internships, different organizations that provide different services to parents that they might need, particularly if they need financial help or if they need help in terms of English language or anything along those lines. And so it's basically going to be a smorgasbord for parents and students to come and really see all the different things K through 12 that our district offers. And so so we would focus on giving out information. It wouldn't be something where we're looking for donations or anything like that. It would be a fun event. We're hoping maybe we'd have like little competitions, like fill out a passport or something, that you've gone to the different elementary little booths, or you've gone to the middle school age or whatever, and have free raffles and really just illustrate that, we do have a very tight community, and we have a lot of services and a lot of really great things for kids and parents to get involved in. And this, we hope then, would also encourage parents to get more involved in our PTAs, PTOs, PTSOs, would show teachers all the other extra things that they can be doing to reach out and help their kids, and really just strengthen what we already have in Beacon.
So, I am truly pleased with this process. I believe that this is a long time coming, that the collaboration of all the PTOs, PTSOs, and PTAs coming together with the BTA is what this community needs. If you look at the mission statement for the district, it also points out community awareness and cohesion with parents and the community. This is another step in the right direction. Of course, we are not trying to push this on you. We do want the approval of the board to see our process through, but I think that this is a beginning that I think in the end will come up with a better solution to how we create cohesion with each one of the middle schools before there's a Sharp. There'll be a beginning in August. So we hope that all of you will join us in this collaboration. Thank you.
I would just like to say that on behalf of the Sargent PTO, as well as some other PTOs that I've, PTAs, members that I spoke to, this is something that we are all very excited about, and we applaud Kim for getting this going. And it's nice to be able to see some of the other PTO members and be able to discuss some things that are going on in their schools and finding a way of figuring out what's working in one school versus what could work in another. And we just are very excited about what opportunities we may have with this group come together.
So in closing, there are a lot of logistics, and if you know me, I know I tend to bite off a little more than I can chew, but I have a lot of folks here to pull it back. So this is something we're going to do, and if we really want the support of the district, and at some point when we get our ducks in order here, Dr. Dorwood and Mr. Tim, will be presenting our ideas to the two of you, it could certainly tie in with the parent communicator position, the supplemental position that's being approved through the SMOA hopefully tonight. Being a focused district, there's certain things that we have to do from an obligatory standpoint. However, I think it's a long time coming. One of the things as a community member as well is that folks will often say to me, Kim, what's going on? What's happening in the school? And the teachers will say, hey, well, what's going on in the community? So you hear a lot of that. So I think this is a great venue and a great opportunity for us. And at some point, like I said, we will present, some of the logistical things that we may need and some of the support that we're going to need from all of you. Logistically, if it can't happen as big as we'd like it to happen, we certainly can scale it back and we can use a firehouse or whatever. But it's something we're going to do. We have resources in the community, but we would like to house it here and be able to do some of the work right at the school. So we appreciate, you're listening and hopefully you'll welcome this collaborative project, and we'll be back. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Who else would like to speak? Are you wearing a different hat now?
Hi, I wouldn't put my mask on when I left in the car. I just wanted to bring back the parent coordinator position and how that position will be filled, because I see it on the agenda for tonight, so I'm sure that there's some discussion about what's going to happen with that. So,
well, now that through an SMOA, which is basically agreement between the district and the BTA, this is going to be an additional position that can receive a stipend, so it's open to people in the BTA. Then it would be followed up by posting the position, making it available, and hopefully filling it. Timing-wise, potentially even by the next board meeting.
And so it'll be filled by a teacher, you said?
That's the purpose of the agreement between the BTA and the district, so it's work that would be done through the BTA.
And if the teacher doesn't take the position, it would go, how would it go?
Well, yeah, I mean, typically if it's a BTA, if it's something that's written into the contract and it's not filled through the BTA, then I believe you can open it up to others, but I'm sure we're going to have somebody fill it.
And then just to piggyback off of Dr. Sievening mentioning his consistency, his plan with the ninth graders, how he has them, the teaming plan. I think that is like an excellent plan. It's my personal opinion. It is also something that Mr. Soltich is doing over at the middle school, but he is not able to do it on all three levels. He's not able to do it for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. So here we are with a plan that we see some growth with the ninth graders. We see consistency, we see monitoring, we see catch them when they fall. Mr. Soltich is catching them. I believe it is 6th grade, am I correct? That has a little teaming thing right now, Mr. Soltich.
Do you want to speak or not?
You can speak.
Feel free.
I just don't want to. They're teamed at the 3 levels, but we just don't have the AIS support team at all 3 levels.
So he needs that. That's what I'm saying. He needs to have the ability to coordinate the AIS on all 3 levels, right? So that when the children transition from the middle school into the high school, into what Dr. Sievening has developed as the 9th grade catch system, right? It will actually help them in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So I think if we begin to be consistent across the board, that dropout rate that Dr. Sievening referenced to for kids in school in 6th grade, that percentage rate, that's happening. So we see that. So I think if all of us pull together, we probably find where it may be better in some areas and not in others. But I think this is one area that pretty much everybody's pointed to, that we have to be consistent, and the development of these teams and monitoring these kids as they go through from grade to grade will help them progress, and that's everybody's goal, right? So that was my only thing. And then the last thing I had was the kids are graduating. I looked at Mr. Cohen was mentioning the graduation rate for the kids. And kids are graduating, but kids also need to know the difference between graduating with a diploma and then graduating with a certificate, right? Because there are some kids who are in high school who don't make the credits, but they get the certificates. And I'm talking about kids who are outside of children who have developmental disabilities or special ed needs. And so those kids don't really know that in some cases. They think they're getting out with this high school diploma that's really a certificate because they didn't meet all the criteria. And then they go and then try to apply for a job, and that certificate doesn't get them there. So I only know of 2 instances in that case of kids that actually went to Beacon High School that was in that situation, and they've long graduated and gone, but they don't have the tools that they need. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Dennis Pavlock, Beacon resident. Before I start, I'd like to just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Last Thursday was 1 year ago that it happened at Newtown, Connecticut. Just recently, it happened again in Colorado. Actually, let me rephrase that. It happened 3 times in Colorado. Once at a movie theater, twice at a school. Just recently at a school, another one. I guess the question you'd want to ask yourself is, where's it going to happen next? Where could it happen next? Even though I don't want to see it happen, any of us don't want to see it happen. So what district and what school and what members of that school will be going to bring flowers to their students, whether it be in a hospital or a funeral home? I don't know that answer, but it's going to happen again somewhere. Madam President, I got your comments out of the Poughkeepsie Journal on Sunday. And you are stated as saying money over the summer to install security cameras, single entry points, visitors, but you spoke in the intent of calm, neutral people. You didn't talk in the effect of a new town happening. I wonder why you didn't do that. You give the two both norms on that. You gave only one side. I call it propaganda myself. Maybe it's not propaganda, but I'll call it that. So, even though a couple of weeks ago there was a irate parent out South Avenue School, and a parent had to calm him down, I don't know if nobody had training in that to do that. Could have got worse. I hope it didn't, but that's what I heard happen. So as we sit here in front of the public, as such as myself, what are we trained for to do? Now, let me ask you this. If it happened right now, somebody came in with a 308 Bushmaster, how do you protect yourselves? How do you, with all my years in security, you flip your desks over in front of you. That's what you do. And then, wherever you can go to get a spot to hide. You know what happened years ago here? Mr. Durwood? There was a fight here at the school. At this school there was a fight, a riot. And the father told his son, if anything happens, I forget his name, we'll call him Billy. If anything happens, Billy, you take cover and you hide. Go somewhere safe. the student did that. You know what the Beacon City School District did to him for being safe? Suspended him for being safe. It's ridiculous, I think, in my point of view. His father gave him instructions if anything was to happen, go somewhere safe. And our good old school district said, well, you went somewhere safe, now we're going to suspend you. Pathetic, I think. So, Madam President, Dr. Dorwood, what do you feel on this issue about an SRO for this school? I'd like to have some kind of answer. As many years as I've been, and months I've been coming here asking for one. And then a few superintendents ago, here's what the other one said to me. He'd say, well, go down, Dennis, and talk to the police chief. Oh, okay. I go down and talk to the police chief in Beacon down there when he was alive. But he's not alive anymore because he's dead. He couldn't have had to handle stress. Stress got to him. And I went down and I talked to him and he said, go back and see the school superintendent. So after doing that 2 and 3 times back and forth, I said, wait a minute. Somebody's playing a game that I don't like. I figured it out for the first time. As soon as he said, Dennis, go down and see the police chief. I said, okay. Then he said, go back and see the superintendent. I said, something ain't right. You can ask Mr. Zoff. We use it. Bill, my persistence precedes me, doesn't it, Bill? You know my persistence. A lot of people do. I will return like a bad penny every year and every day and every week until we get it straight, folks. I'd like to have an answer on this security. More than security cameras. What are we doing for tabletop exercises as states in Project SAVE? And we're following the early go home drill because we do that every November. Just almost did one before Thanksgiving. What else are we going to do to follow these hazards that can possibly happen in Beacon? That, with Madam President's comments, it can't happen here in Beacon. That's the way the comments as I took them. A Newtown or a Colorado can't happen here because we're Beacon. Can't happen in Beacon. I'd like an answer, please.
Dennis, I'd like to quickly answer to some of your concern. When I'm posed questions from the newspaper, I can only go by what's been presented to me as efforts made to increase safety amongst our district. If you felt in any way that I felt that those parameters that I mentioned in the newspaper could protect our students from a situation like Newtown, you are wrong to believe that I felt that way. I don't believe that any district can be prepared, totally prepared, for what happened in Newtown, as that was a tragic event that took everyone by surprise. But when questioned by the newspaper, on my cell phone, probably driving my car, I can give only the quick updates of what's been presented to me as items of safety to increase our safety. But in no way did that, my intent of those comments, to let anybody believe that I felt those would stop that type of tragedy.
Can I just?
Sure.
I also had a comment regarding on how it could be possibly stopped. And everybody said, ha ha ha! Good one, Dennis. Roving patrols outside the school. So what we're trying not to do is we're not trying to have the person get to the school building with the gun. We're trying to stop them outside the gate, outside somewhere, the gates, the area, proceeding to the building. That's my answer. That's the answer. So, my suggestion. Don't wait for him to get to the school building with a gun. That's what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? Thank you all. Your report, Dr. Dorward.
So I'd like to start off by thanking Dr. Sieverding. For those of you that were here for that portion of the workshop, I think you see that Dr. Sieverding is doing an awful lot of work relative to making sure that we're going to be in a better spot at the end of this year than we were at the beginning of the year. And I want to thank him personally, not only for the work that he's doing, but also for the presentation. And then lastly, if you didn't get a chance to be out and about for the various school events over the last several weeks, I want to call attention to the fine job that the middle school students did in their musical. If you had a chance to see it, I think you would agree it was a great performance. And then, of course, we've got our various winter concerts that have been going on. And as always, the students are doing a great job.
Thank you. Do we have any board comments tonight? I would also like to commend the middle school on their performance. And it was a sad thing that Mr. Scarone wasn't there to see the future performers we have coming through our middle school. My expectations were highly exceeded. I thought the students did. Larry, you were there. They did a great job.
Especially the turtle.
Oh, well, I like the turtle myself, but I thought
they were
that
great.
Yeah, that was a great performance by a large group of kids. So I think, we were mesmerized by Aladdin just last month here at Beacon High School, and I think those students added to the kids we have here.
I think there's a good group coming up.
Yeah, we have some great musicals to look forward to in coming years.
Oh, yeah.
So congratulations to them. And I would just like to wish everyone a happy holiday season. It's hard to believe that Christmas is less than 10 days away and Hanukkah is already past us and the new year is within 2 weeks, but I wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. Okay. We have a motion for the personnel agenda.
Motion to approve the personnel agenda, items B through O as attached.
Second.
Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a motion for consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda, items 12.02 through 12.11.
Second.
Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. May I have a motion for executive session?
Motion to adjourn to executive session to review the employment history of a particular individual, and the board is not expected to take action after executive session.
Second.
Comments or questions?